Okay, guys, we are live. It is Monday night. It is Bob Geldof, so I don't like Mondays, but I do love this Monday because we got a fantastic win at Anfield yesterday. Liverpool won, Manchester City 0, Mosalah won, Haaland, Dolph Lundgren 0. So I mean, it was that good. It was unbelievable. And have a chat about it. Keith might pop in. He has the link. He can pop in whenever he wants. And we have Ivan at Ivan Jennings on Twitter. Ivan, yesterday was majestic.
Majestic, yeah. I didn't think we'd lose, and as we were saying during the week, everything kind of came together. Crowd was excellent. Salah playing centrally and back on form. I think everybody else played really, really well. I was a little bit concerned when I didn't see Henderson in the team, but the three boys in midfield, whatever way they were playing, they played a 2 sometimes, they played a 4 sometimes.
I think it was a 4-3-3, really. I know it went, I think it was a standard 4-3-3, but when we went into attack, it changed. And when we went into defense, it changed. It was like an octopus's,
It's much more fluid, like much more fluid. And I think even when Nunes and Trent came on, I think we nearly went to a 5 at the back. I could see at one point. Trent was playing outside Milner, who was playing beside Gomez, and they were just
Milner and Gomez yesterday. Jesus
phenomenal.
Christ! I think that was one of Milner's best games.
It was, yeah. No, he's
up there anyway.
Yeah, like we've been saying it, like we haven't been far off, and but for a couple of individual mistakes by Trent in the last couple of games, we've actually been all right. But yesterday just clicked. Everything just clicked for us. The intensity was there. The hunger was there.
The crowd was there. The crowd literally
brilliant. Yeah.
Apparently, a few of my mates were at it, and you're telling me that was one of the best atmospheres in a long fucking time.
In fairness, I was watching it with my young lad, and we said the same thing. We were at the Spurs game just before COVID, just before we were about in the league, and we went 1-0 down against them very early on, and the atmosphere for the rest of the game was incredible. Like every time a Spurs player got the ball, there was booing. Every time we got the ball, they were screaming, and the crowd won that game that day, and yesterday they were just unreal.
They were the 12th man yesterday, the famous Anfield roar, whatever you want to call it. That was the classic. Bottle that bloody crowd yesterday. Put it in a jar and sell it in the superstore, because that was just like
phenomenal.
Wow. But as I say, I think the spine was brilliant yesterday. Alisson was brilliant in goal. You haven't got a huge amount to do. I mean, you're playing City, you're playing Dolph Lundgren, you're playing whoever you want to call him, the cyborg up front.
Yeah, he had one save against. Well, they say that
the
one that they scored would have been given as a free out for a foul on him anyway.
Yeah, had he got his 2 hands on the ball.
And he got one hand to a shot then from Haaland. I know he kind of scuffed the shot, but still he had to get a firm kind of hand to it and save that. But apart from that,
and he got the assist for Salah's goal. Remember that?
Yeah, incredible.
I think he's more assists than Jack Grealish. But this is the other thing as well. I mean, Gomez coming in. I have to admit, I probably text you and Keith before the game. I was a little worried when I seen the starting 11. I have to say it. I mean, I'm sure you were yourself.
Oh, totally.
I mean, we're looking at City. We're looking at Foden down the right against Milner. We're looking at Gomez, Milner, that side. Gomez has not been great. We've seen him having a few horror shows. Milner, he's 36, 37. We're not expecting too much. But I tell you what, those two boys literally stood up. Benjamin Button, Milner just played out of his skin. You'd expect that from Milner, to be fair. He rarely let you down. He rarely let you down. But I thought Gomez in particular, beside Van Dijk, made Van Dijk come out of his shell as well. And Van Dijk had a really good game and looked back to his best. And remember, Gomez, Van Dijk, before that bad injury Gomez got over a year ago now, that was the two we are all looking at. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I thought that's how it would go out or play out for the next couple of years. And then he had a couple of dodgy games. He had a couple of dodgy games earlier in the season, and maybe it was just a combination of him and Trent on that side. One of the goals against United was really poor, and there was one against Everton that was really poor. They just played a square ball through them. But yesterday, you have the Milner is much more disciplined than Trent. Now, he obviously doesn't give you what he gives you going forward, but he was just excellent yesterday. He knew when to get tight to Foden. He knew when to stand off him. It was a masterclass there from the two of them, and we just looked solid there. It was really, really good.
In the area we have been weakest, let's be real. On the right-hand side is the area where we really had to tighten up. Most places were okay, but people don't understand it. I think the midfield played well yesterday, Ivan.
Oh, they did.
I mean, Fabinho had one of his better games, and he's been missing for a few games. I think Fabinho protected the back four. Thiago didn't do anything really silly. Flew into a few things, but I don't think you can stop him doing that.
Yeah.
And Elliott in possession. Attacking and his defending, his tenacity, his energy. I think the middle three were brilliant yesterday.
Yeah, I thought Jota and Elliott got back really, really well. They got up and down really, really, really well. And we were just solid. You know, we set when they were on the attack, and we got players forward when we had the ball. So it was a perfect performance. It was a perfect performance. And we have to build on it now.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the finish on the game as well, because we're going to talk about Mo Salah and players. We're going to talk about West Ham on Wednesday night, because as we say, it's no use beating City 1-0 and playing brilliant and getting all the plaudits Monday if you drop points against West Ham at Anfield on Wednesday. I think we're going to have the same crowd, get the people going, get them rocking. Obviously, Salah's full of confidence now. Hopefully, he can take it on into the next 2 games at least, which is West Ham at Anfield on Wednesday night and then Saturday lunchtime against Forest away at the City ground. But I think Bobby was sort of quiet in the game, but did everything right. You know, held it up, linked the play, didn't have any great chances. I think he had one chance, but Jota ran the fucking arse off himself, the energy. And let's hope, I know he's going for a scan today. I don't know if anybody else heard it in the chat, but when I seen him go down on 95, 96, I was saying, why the fuck wasn't he substituted? You know what I mean? But that's a blow, Ivan. I mean, he's only back from injury. He's given us so much. And with Diaz out for long term, I can't lose Jota as well.
It's a massive blow. But then, you know, when he came off and when we were kind of playing Nunes and Salah up front, like what he's shown is he can change things. You know, you've obviously got Carvalho coming in, you got Elliott coming in, Henderson came off the bench.
Did okay.
Yeah, so they're crippling injuries, like, because they're world-class players, and we're going to need them. But we managed there yesterday, I think, really well when he went off, and we can mix it up now. We've proven we can mix it up again, and Trent's back as well. You know, so that kind of
that was a weird one to see Trent on the bench. I wasn't expecting that. Were you?
I wasn't either, and that's why I think that the Trent one is a bit of injury. But I also think it's a Klopp taking him out. I think it's psychological
mentality. Well. It looks that way. It looks that way, doesn't it?
Yeah. Because the last thing you'd want would be we start the game and suddenly Trent's under pressure. He needs to just ease him back in quietly, get his confidence back up, and get him back into the team then. Because we all want him back. We want him at right full, but we want him playing as well.
Well, we want him defending. I mean, just he should just watch that game back tomorrow and keep the fan cam on Milner and just say that's what you've got to do. But his natural tendency is to go forward. Ivan, that's why I do think eventually he could end up in the right side of midfield. I really do.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll be right side of midfield. I actually think, like, when he came on, he seemed to be kind of playing up front almost. He was playing as a 10. I actually think that's where he's going to go, where he actually doesn't have to
worry about looking behind his back. You know what I mean?
Like, what you'll find is playing right full is perfect because you're only looking forward. You know, you've got your back to either the touch line or the sideline, right? When you move up to right side of midfield, you're a bit of this and a bit of that. You know what I mean? It can be very difficult to find your bearings because you're facing your own goal and you're trying to attack as well. And that's why I think if he's just in as a 10 and not have to worry about his positional sense or defensive duties, he's just so good on the ball. I think that could be his position. And I said that at the start of the season, kind of jokingly, that he could end up there. But we'll see. You know, he did all right when he came on as well.
No, everybody did well. I mean, Nunes came on, he could have bleed and set up 2 or 3 goals, could have had a goal himself. It was a big, I don't know about Nunes. There was once or twice we broke. And it was 2 against 3. It was 4 against 2. 3 against 1 at one stage.
Yeah.
Final ball. All we needed to kill the game. Because if they would have equalised, we get 8 minutes of injury time. If they would have fucking equalised in that injury time, we would have been kicking ourselves, you know?
Yeah. No, a little bit of naivety there from Nesta. I think, you know, he wanted to maybe put the icing on the cake, get his own goal. But the obvious pass there was like Salah was in twice. He should have just played it across them.
Mark Forrest says Klopp misses just one game for the send-off. Yeah.
I didn't think he missed any game.
Aggressive type of thing, was it?
I didn't think coaches got any ban for.
You do, yeah.
Really?
Red card, yeah. I thought it was a 2-match.
Now, in fairness, he absolutely fucking snapped when he saw the kick on Salah. It
was more of a drag, though, wasn't it?
No, but what happened? He dragged him. That was one thing. But as they were separating, Silva kicked out at Salah, and that's what he reacted to, I think. And then it looks like he's given the referee the finger. When he's you
get another bleeding match ban for that. You get another bleeding match ban for fuck's sake. Like you go mad. And you see his face walking down the tunnel.
Oh, he was fucking snapping.
The Anfield Lark, I think the win shows a lot of our problems have been mentally. The players didn't get bad overnight, but they did lose some mentality. Yeah, we've been saying that on this podcast as well the last few months. Mentality monsters. A lot of football is psychological. Liverpool do have a lot of psychological doctors and psychiatrists and everything at the club, sports scientists. So they've been working on that, I'm sure. You don't lose it overnight. A good team doesn't turn bad overnight. It just doesn't. And we've seen that yesterday. But we've got to kick on. We know what the players can do. We knew before going into the game what they could do. We knew what they could do the last 4 years.
Yeah, like we were so confident coming into the season after the Community Shield. And then we just weren't at the races from the off at the Fulham game, and they kind of stood up to us, and Palace was the same, and then we got lucky at Newcastle, or at home to Newcastle. So
I thought the Palace game was a bit different because Núñez was sent off, and it was a long way to go in that game.
But listen, but again, it's the usual when we had chances at the start of the game and we didn't take them, and then you don't do that, and that's been our failing for the last couple of. When we've been bad, it's been when we've gone at teams and we've created chances, and then they suddenly get all defensive and we run out of ideas, and it's all in front of the opposition, and we don't score. But no, as you said, great win. We have to build on that now, and no point getting those 3 points yesterday if you don't get 3 on Wednesday.
But the biggest thing I took out yesterday, obviously Salah's goal was fucking something else. When I turned in Cancelo and the finish. Before that, the fingertip save from Ederson. I mean, that's going in the corner. He's done everything right there. It was a great save. And he didn't let his head go down. That's when you see that hat-trick against Rangers. I know it was only Rangers, but it doesn't matter. It'll go down as a Champions League away hat-trick. And not everybody gets them. Let's be real. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
That gave him the confidence, Ivan.
Totally. And I think
centrally as well, playing centrally.
He's looked a little bit lost out in the wing, to be fair. He had that freedom to get involved. And he still rotated. He was still playing on the right side as well. And he moved into the centre. But you're right, the 3 goals he scored during the week, absolute classic Mo Salah goals. He was delighted with them. And a great chance yesterday for just before he scored. And, he wasn't missing that one that he scored yesterday. No way. That bottom corner was a fucking cracking goal. Absolutely brilliant.
But
United.
It was like the United, the Alisson quick, and Alisson fell. I think he fell as well.
He slipped. The United
one, didn't
he? Yeah, he slipped.
And he fell.
Yeah.
But another big thing, a big plus yesterday was the midfield. I think Fabinho looked back to himself. He was nicking the ball. He was being awkward. He was dragging players. He was wanting to get involved. He was wanting the ball. You see him calling for the ball. Whereas his confidence was down, I think, in the last few games, but he was back to his best yesterday, and he's usually been good against City. We've lost 3 against City, by the way. You know that?
Yeah. No, I think we only lost 1 game in 12 against them at home.
At home, 1 in 20.
20, is it? It's crazy.
In the league,
stuff.
1 in 20 in the league. 120,
but
ridiculous.
I think what I saw when we played Brighton last weekend, it just looked like we were afraid of the ball. And it looks like we've been rushing. And you're right, like Fabinho, he normally demands it. And in fairness to him, he did yesterday. They weren't doing that for the last couple of weeks. It was very rushed. And then, we were playing it around at the back, and then other teams are getting on top of us, and there's mistakes happening. Whereas yesterday, we were just confident. We were assured in our passing. We played it back to Alisson when we needed to.
There was a solidity there. There was a solidity there. There was no panic.
Yeah.
There was no silly balls. Yeah, and also I think what was good, we got our shape. Our shape and control was right. They'd all the possession. I think they'd something like fucking 64% possession. Yeah. And we had 34%. So they 2/3, we'd 1/3 in the whole game. But most of their possession was in their half or on the halfway line. That's grand.
Yeah. No, that's the other thing. Like we I think we pressed really well again as well. Like that started with the Rangers game. That we got back to that during the week.
Second half, anyway, a Rangers game.
And then yesterday we were doing it properly, going in 2s and 3s, and then getting back into position and then going again. So I know all around it was really, really good.
Eamon Kelly said the new formation seems to be working for us. It will take a few more games to get into the groove, boy. We gotta prove it on Wednesday. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, wins, gives you confidence. Gold, clean sheet. I mean, who would have thought clean sheet against City and Haaland? That was the last thing on our mind. Everybody was saying 2-1, 1-1. Desmond 2-2. They're all going like that. But the win is huge. But as you say, we're going to move on to West Ham now in a minute because we play West Ham at Anfield. I think it's a 7:30 kickoff Wednesday night.
7:30. Yeah. Now, in fairness, before we finish, I thought City would score yesterday. I was convinced they would score.
Oh yeah.
So to keep it clean sheet, brilliant.
It's bonus, absolute bonus. The big question is now, if we're going to have a look at the West Ham game, I mean, the thing about Milner is he's so good I'd play him again, but can he play 2 games in a row? I don't know. That's the question there, isn't it? That's the big question mark. Then he forced away Saturday. So if he was younger, you'd say yes, but I mean, he's 36, 37. But then again, he is one of the fittest players apparently, he's one of the fittest players in the squad, top 5 anyway.
Yeah. I would
What would
probably
you do? What would you do Wednesday? I mean, Jota's out, obviously.
Yeah, I'd probably
Nunes must start now.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's a different game, right? Obviously, West Ham aren't anywhere near as good as they were the last couple of years.
I think it's a tricky one, Ivan. I think
it's a tricky one. It is. So I wouldn't be making mad changes to what started on yesterday. But for Jota,
throw Nunes in for Jota, maybe.
Probably do that, yeah. Because I looked Jota and Salah up front together yesterday. They created chances. And they look dangerous.
That's why I didn't want Jota getting fucking injured.
Yeah. So I'd keep it fairly similar to what we started with yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, well, we don't have a huge amount of fucking options anyway, do we? No. I mean, at the end of the day, you could say Trent. I mean, would you rush him back in to start against West Ham, or would you maybe leave it with Milner there and say, right, Trent, you're going to play away at Forest? Do you know that type of way?
Yeah.
Whereas you might play 2 games and then.
Oh, your suggestion maybe throw Trent in a little bit further up the pitch and keep Milner up right full.
Yeah. Well. Look, Ox is there as well. I think Ox is an option. I think we're gonna he's going to have to mix it up because, dare I say it, if you got an injury to someone like bleeding Thiago or Fabinho, you'd be rightly fucked. I think Henderson could have a chance to start at home. I think Fabinho would be better in the away game at Forest, whereas you could rest him, start Hendo with Thiago. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
Give Elliott a rest, start Carvalho. I don't know.
Possibly, no. I don't think Carvalho has started games very well.
I think he's better as a sub. Isn't he better last 20, 25?
Much more effective off the bench. Now, obviously, he's going to have to get over that and play his way into the team properly. But Jota, Elliott, Nunes, Salah against
Jota's injured, my friend. Jota's injured. Let's hope he's definitely out for Wednesday, but he could even be out for fucking a month. I don't know. It could be longer. Nobody knows. But Jota's injured at the moment. It has to be Nunes. It has to be Salah. It has to be Bobby. The question is, the defence, I think, picks itself. I have a feeling Milner will play because I think he'll play Trent in the away game.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. And I think, in fairness, if he's able to, I think Milner probably deserves another start after the performance yesterday.
I think Klopp is only allowed in the dressing room and not in the stand for the ban.
You do Mourinho.
He's banned from the sideline, isn't he?
Yeah, I think. Well, they should do Mourinho, put him in with the washing.
Mourinho, yeah. Jota's out for a while, yeah. But just praying. I haven't heard anything now. I did hear he was going for a scan today, and just hoping and praying it's a week or 2, not a month or 2. Let's be real. Plus the World Cup with Portugal, I love him. We all want to see him. I'm sure that'd be devastating for him if he didn't make the World Cup with Portugal. You know what I mean? Yeah. Elliott was amazing, so can't see why he wouldn't start. And I mean, he's young, he's fresh. Yeah, I've never said Elliott wouldn't start. I'm going to give him my starting 11 for West Ham now. I think Alisson, obviously. I think Gomez, Van Dijk. Let's start building that. We've no Matip or Konate anyway, so Gomez, Van Dijk are there. Robertson was brilliant, I thought. I really did. I think he looked back to his best. Robbo there. The question is, it's either Milner or Trent, isn't it? I mean, that's the big question mark. Would you play Milner? I'd give Milner another game. I think he deserves it. Whether he's got the energy for it is the question. I'd definitely give Milner another start. The midfield, I think I'd bring Hendo in for Fab. I'd dress fab for the weekend. Forest away. I think it'd be a tougher game, a more messy game. At least we're at home. Club captain there beside Thiago. And Elliott's been brilliant. So I don't know why you would not drop him. And I think Nunes, Salah, and Bobby, that's my team.
I go the same. I think Henderson for Fabinho just to give him a break. And you know what he's like. He could start Carvalho over Elliott maybe. I don't know.
He's been unpredictable this season, and he said it 2-3 weeks ago when we got hammered in one of the games, and he goes, "Listen, we've got to become unpredictable for teams. And in other words, teams are finding us out. You know what I mean? We're playing 4-3-3 all the time, the same. Trent running up the wing, Robertson running up the wing. We slightly twisted it, tweaked it, slightly different. Same, but that's what I loved about yesterday's game. It was different. We weren't all out gung-ho attack. We were actually defending when we needed to defend, and we were countering. And we were at home, Ivan.
Yeah. Oh, no, definitely.
Gung-ho at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, the transition from defense to attack yesterday was brilliant. It really was. The shape was great. You could see that they'd worked on it, and hitting on the counter attack. I've no problem with that. It's what we were doing a couple of seasons ago. We were sometimes at our most dangerous when the opposition were taking corners. We scored so many breakaway goals from things like that. You know what I mean? And Salah scored a few. Arsenal, United, City yesterday. We got loads of them. So we've had to adapt to.
And we could have 2 or 3 more yesterday. Breakaway goals, 1-on-1s, 2 against 4 and 3 against 1 and stuff like that. I just thought the final ball, even in the first half, 1 or 2 times the final ball and we were in. Yeah. Fabinho on the byline, there's 3 Liverpool players in the box and he passes it to a City player. Did you see that?
Yeah. And even I think Jota had a great chance with a header. The one Salah played across.
For Jota, who's so good in the air, I was expecting him to get it on target. And I think if he gets it on target from that position, he goes in.
Yeah, really good chance.
But so many positives, just ruined slightly for me with that Jota injury. Yeah. I mean, it would have been a perfect day if Jota, wouldn't have been injured. It really would have been.
Hopefully it's only a week or 2.
We like the underdog. Yeah, we do like the underdog tag, don't we? We'll always be underdogs against City. Fuck it, the money and the oil state team. We will more or less always be underdogs against them. Let's be real. You know what I mean? Even on Anfield, even though the record's ridiculously bad, 1 win in 20 league games, and Van Dijk kept his record of never being beaten at Anfield in the league. Yeah. And I was sure yesterday that was going to be tested. I was sure that was going to be tested. You know what I mean? Yeah, see the ball from Salah, the outside of the foot.
Quality.
That's what I'm talking about. Look at the thumbnail I made of Mosalah, the king of Egypt. Oh.
Yeah, no, he's been brilliant. He was brilliant yesterday.
He's moving on to his normal level. You know what I mean? It's nothing special from Salah. This is what we're so bloody used to. That's the level I'm talking about, Salah. Let's do a little appreciation minute or 2 for Mosalah. But I mean, I was thinking today, I think Alisson, you can either say yay or nay here, Ivan. Alisson, and in the comments, guys, Alisson in goal, Van Dijk and Mo Salah would get into any Liverpool team in history.
Yeah,
in any starting level, I think so.
Well, I think
Alisson,
I think has been absolute. I said it. He was my player of the year last year. I thought he was absolutely.
What do you think when I said there? What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think
big holes in that.
Well, Salah's stats will stand up against anybody's, right? I think when somebody with the strikers that we've had over the years, when you look at Salah,
you could fit Salah in there.
Yeah, but it's his numbers. Like, he misses lots of chances and he has dips in form. But when you look at his record,
it speaks for itself.
His stats speak for themselves. Right?
So he's never injured.
Yeah, he's never injured. On numbers alone, he will get in. And I think it's a tough. Van Dijk at his best, probably gets in.
That's what I mean, at his best. Yeah. And Alisson's in there as well.
Alisson as well, yeah. I think that's fair.
Imagine Van Dijk and Hansen. Van Dijk and Hansen. Oh my God, that would be something. Okay, we've had Clements, we've had Grobler. Grobler was a different type, an erratic type goalkeeper. Brilliant at times.
He's a brilliant goalkeeper.
Would make unbelievable.
Brilliant.
I think Clements is up there. I think Clements was even a better keeper than Grobler. Was a proper old school keeper.
Yeah.
But I mean, Alisson's up there. Not only, I mean, it's different. It's different football now, Ivan. The goalkeepers nearly have to be footballers. I mean, they're good in 5-a-side.
But
I did a video a few months ago with John Oftenberg.
Yeah, he does the basics. Yeah, he does the basics perfectly, and he's so important to the system that we play. Like Klopp is more than happy to play a risky game and take chance with a striker 1-on-1 with Alisson because he knows how good he is 1-on-1. He's that good. He's that good. He's won us games. He's won us games scoring goals as well. He's absolutely brilliant.
Even scoring the goal against West Brom. Would you stop? I mean, they go down as a legend already at this stage. You know what I mean? Absolute legend. Dudek was a star. We've had some characters. Let's put it that way in goal for Liverpool. Reina was good. Pepe Reina was a very underrated goalkeeper. One of the first goalkeepers at Liverpool, I suppose, to be sort of a play-out keeper, a sweeper keeper, as you call it. Alisson brought that to a new level, to be fair.
Yeah, good keeper and very well liked, I think, in the squad as well. I love Alisson. I absolutely love Alisson. I really do. Yeah,
Ali. I mean, he lost his dad that year when he scored that header. I mean, that header going in injury times, the last kick that goes wide, it's over. Or the keeper saves it, it's over. And I don't think we get top 4.
Yeah, it was incredible.
That was the goal.
Yes, absolutely. I couldn't believe it.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Couldn't believe it.
I mean? That was bloody...
If you remember your man, what's it, the other fella? He was playing centre half. He nearly took him out.
But I'll tell you what, it wasn't even that. I'll tell you what the thing with the Alisson header. It was a proper header. It wasn't just the ball in. You see keeper scoring goals in leagues, and they're either jumping up or they're tapping it in, or it's a rebound. This is a striker's header. It's a top corner. Header. It's a bottom corner job, like.
But I think the other thing, we had so many injuries that season, and things were so bad for us. Just the look of absolute joy on Salah's face and Thiago's face and Trent's face when he scored. It was just
the Titanic music.
Exactly. Yeah. They were absolutely fucking delighted.
I mean, that'll go down. I'll always remember that goal. I couldn't fucking believe I was jumping all right. Like I was going, hold on a second. Will that be allowed, or what's happening there? Because it's so unusual to see a keeper scoring a goal. You know what I mean?
Cracker.
Might happen once a year, but I mean that was a huge moment. But back to Wednesday. I mean, as we said earlier, we've got to win this game. It won't be easy. Look, it's home. No game's easy in the Premier League. But if we start with the tempo, the right tempo, don't do anything silly like against City. Don't let in early goals. You can build the foundation from there, and you're not double jobbing. If you let in the goals to score 2 to win, at least 2 to win, and hope they don't score, and then you need 3. You know what I mean? And your stuff goes out the window. So for me, tempo again, and the crowd is huge, especially at home. The Anfield crowd's huge.
Yeah, no, we need to get that.
Saying it. It is.
You're right. The bad starts, going a goal down, it just gets everything down. Then, do you know what I mean? And when
we've come back. Look what we did against Rangers. We were 1-0 down against. We came back 1-7-1. We can do it.
Yeah.
But it just makes it harder on yourself. You use up so much bleeding energy to get back into the game, Ivan. Yeah. And it's stupid doing that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Totally agree. So,
but I'm confident enough now going into. I'd be more confident now than I was 2 weeks ago. Let's put it that way. I think we need 6 points next 2. West Ham home, Forest away. There's no reason why we should not get 6 points. I'm not trying to say that both teams are absolutely shite. I'm just saying Liverpool at home, Liverpool away to Forest at the bottom of the league. We should be too good. I mean, Nunes, Salah, the form Salah's on now. Gomez, Van Dijk starting to get that little partnership going. Alisson is on fire. Fabinho, Thiago starting to get games. Starting to get that smooth transition and stuff. Elliott starting to come out himself. He's starting to look like a senior player now, isn't he? So all that going for us. Obviously, Jota and Diaz are big misses. I mean, Diaz as well is another huge miss for us. I mean, if you had those two there now, imagine that. Wow. But we just got to go with what we have. I'll be confident we beat West Ham. I'm going to go 2-0. I think Liverpool will beat them. Another clean sheet would be a huge bonus. I think it's important to keep clean sheets, isn't it?
It is. And I think, like, we've come through a couple of weeks, like a good few weeks now, where things have just been getting worse and worse and worse.
Once one player comes back and another player goes.
Yeah.
We lose a player. You know what I mean?
It's been so bad. And then it's times like this where you find out what you're about. You know, you learn nothing when you're winning. It's when you're losing, and when you're losing players, and when your back's against the wall. That's when people stand up, and they stood up. Like, they played well against Rangers. Was it an okay second half? It was okay against Brighton, but still they should be winning that game. I thought the Champions League game during the week was good against Rangers as well. It was another tough game when we beat them at 2-1 at home. So there's been little signs, little bits of
We
positivity.
did okay against Ajax. I know we gave one or two chances away, but we did okay against Ajax. You know, I know it was a late winner and stuff, but we weren't full of any confidence going into those games, and we just got them over the line. I think it was important, Ivan.
Yeah. So the performances have been improving. And Sunday, I hope it's the start of as you said, 5 or 6 games. You know, it wouldn't it be great now if we won everything in the league up to the World Cup?
Well, I mean, just stay on people's coattails. You can't fall further behind. I don't think. I think I'm not on about the league. You never know. Anything's fucking possible. I mean, I didn't think we'd win yesterday, and we did. You know, that type of way. So anything's possible in football. And Pep Guardiola looks like something's got under his skin. Did you see him on the sideline?
Oh, he was
it must be just. And he goes, "This is Anfield," as if to say we'll always get the decisions. Would you fuck off?
No way. Like, fuck off. Seriously. I think the ref was all right yesterday.
He got ripped to shreds on fucking Twitter, didn't he? It's a tough game to ref.
It is very tough. It's a horrible.
He did make one or two mistakes in key decisions, but I think he was right about the free kick. It was a free kick. Fabinho fouled, and even at that, Alisson was fucking fouled.
But I think the uproar around it is that he actually play on. It's only when it becomes a goal that they go back and check it with VAR. But he's standing right there, so why not give the free kick when he's there?
But I can understand that. I think you play on with advantage, right? If nothing comes of it, I don't think anything happens. If that goes wide or it's a goal kick, I don't think anything comes of it.
No, I totally agree. It's only because of the goal.
Yeah, of course. So and that's only when it matters. That's only when it matters. Or if someone gets sent off for an injury or something like that. That's where VAR, I think, is quite good. It only really matters if it's a goal. Because when you look at it, Fabinho had that ball and he's being dragged. Fabinho's going on to that ball, but he's dragged off it and your man runs onto it and space opens up. So it wouldn't have opened up if fucking Fabinho, you know what I mean? So hindsight and stuff like that. But listen, as I say, we're going to leave it now in a minute. Hit the like, guys. Hit the share. Ivan has been with me. Fair play to you for coming in. But it's a big game Wednesday. I just think it's important. Start getting a string in a few games together. A few goals. Salah banging them in. Nunez, it'd be nice to get Nunez get a few goals as well. Clean sheets are huge. And then we Forest at the weekend. So 6 points in the next 2 games. I will take that. But what a weekend. Guys, hit the like, hit the share. Ivan, that has been brilliant. I think we'll leave it there. Enjoy your Monday. We'll have a chat. We see you Wednesday for Liverpool against West Ham. But that has been it. Tell me why I don't like Mondays. Tell me why I like Mondays. Because Liverpool just beat City by 1-0. See you Wednesday. Ivan, cheers, bro. Thanks. Comments. Stay safe.